the warmest welcome to the most exciting part of the economic cycle, the banana zone. Well done for making it. We've waited probably 2 to 3 years to be back at this position. And if you haven't been waiting 2 to 3 years and you've just walked in the door, congratulations, you've timed this market perfectly because we're about to enter the parabolic zone where Bitcoin is projected to absolutely rocket ship out of this atmosphere. And therefore, what we're all here for, what we get excited by, is the altcoins. They're going to be 10, 50, 100xing our money because Bitcoin provides the music, the liquidity, the oxygen. Everything is going to trickle down and make our bags absolutely pump. Let's get into the science or the theories behind this together. So you can see Bitcoin is just crossing $64,000. It's had a very good looking day, up 10% on the week, coming from about 58,000. Now, as I was saying, this is the picture that we refer to often. The Bitcoin is the music, the handle of the crypto whip. And when that gets momentum, it flows all the way down into these smaller market cap tokens, all the way down to the ends, to the micro caps, where just a 2x on Bitcoin, which may sound like a lot now, but in a bull run in the banana zone, as we're going to go through in a second, that's not a lot. And what's going to happen, it's going to ricochet all the liquidity down into these micro caps where we're sitting, waiting, holding them, read it 100x, and then sell our bags to the retail money that's going to be coming in. And historically, this is one of Cassius Clay's, a guy who we break down here on the channel. Just recently, we came across him actually. He's got some ridiculous returns, 950x. That's what I was referencing in my spiel at the start of plus 900x returns, 136x, 127x. This guy turned 15 grand into $15 million with one meme coin. And actually in this video, we are going to be touching on the 3 niches and 3 top performing coins based on the influences that we track in each one of those niches. So stay around for that. It's a juicy, jam-packed video for you. But in order to have these ridiculous returns, we must be watching Bitcoin. Bitcoin needs to be moving. And all signs, guys, this is where I'm even skeptical. I'm making this video telling you what everybody else is telling me, but I'm taking it with a grain of salt because as well, I'm about to pull up even here, Kevin Kelly wrote, "We live in a simulation," which basically shows the trajectory of each Bitcoin cycle. Every 4 years, you have the halving, you have the elections, you have the liquidity cycle all lining up. And at this point, basically between now and the next 30 days, is when markets start to skyrocket. And he's like, we live in a simulation. If this is just happening every 4 years, it's so easy to make money. We just wait for it to come around. And Raoul Pal says, haha, it's the everything code. And this is where I'm like, is it this easy? Do we just need to buy the right tokens and wait? And I'll show you exactly how long to wait because the everything code has an average amount of time that the market actually goes up. And it'll tell you when you should take those 100x gains and get the hell out of here before everything tumbles down. I'll show you exactly when. If you've been on Twitter, you've been on YouTube, you've been looking in the crypto space over the last couple of days, it's all been happening really quickly. You'll notice that the hype is real. Nagato on Twitter says, to all people who still haven't experienced a proper crypto bull run, you'll soon see what parabolic really means. Make sure to have a bulletproof plan. That's what we're doing in this video. This is the last chance to make easy money with crypto before the casino gets shut down. I do believe this is true. Now, this is why they call it the banana zone, because after the halving, about 150 days after, Bitcoin historically, after every single halving, has made the shape of a banana, absolutely up and to the right. And you can see some of these don't look huge, but this here is about $6,000 Bitcoin all the way up to $69,000 Bitcoin. So more than a 10x on Bitcoin alone. And remember, that's the handle, the whip. If that's 10xing, everything else is going absolutely nuts. Raoul Pal, who a lot of people get their information from, he says we are very close. This is the global M2, the money supply versus the Bitcoin price. You can see it tracks with a ridiculously tight correlation. This is the projected money supply going up as interest rates come down, the Fed starts printing more money, and Bitcoin is expected to follow. You can see this projects out pretty sharply, actually. I didn't notice how high this was expected to climb at $90,000, almost $95,000 Bitcoin sometime in November. So fingers crossed, that'd be fantastic. Stock Money Lizard says we are entering what could be the final pump of the Bitcoin cycle. The cycle top is expected around September to October 2025. Okay, this is already getting into when we're getting out, which may seem a bit early for that, but when the pumps are happening and we're all up 10x, 15x, that's probably the question that we're asking. How long do we stay at this party for and dance before the music gets shut off, lights go on, and we realize how ugly everybody else is on the inside? He says, my personal price target for Bitcoin is between $200,000 and $260,000. Now, here are the exact days by Quinton048.eth on Twitter. The average Bitcoin cycle, it starts 170 days after the halving, We're currently 152 days out. This is today, so 18 days off when the banana zone normally starts. And it peaks, the peak of the cycle, when to get out 480 days after the halving. So you can see it goes for about 310 days, just under a year, which will be the year of partying and celebrating together. He also mentions the US elections, which historically have been very bullish for crypto and Bitcoin. Now, you've probably seen this graph going around on Twitter. Essentially, Q4 historically is the best results, especially Q4 after halving years. You can see the last halving was 2020, and we had 30% in October. You can see it looks like October and February are the two best months historically for Bitcoin. 43% in November and 46% on top of that, all compounding on top of one another in the last halving. So that is what people are really hoping for in this banana zone here. We also have other interesting bullish news. Cointelegraph tweeted this. Just in, Bhutan has quietly amassed nearly $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. Of course, Bhutan is a small Asian country in the Himalayas, and they currently own 13,011 Bitcoin. This is not just retail money, this is nation states money, who we don't need to get into here because we want to get into what actually tokens we want to be holding and buying to make the most money. But when you control a money printer, and there's 196 other countries who all have their own money printers, and you can print for free, and you can buy a scarce resource like Bitcoin, it really is a race to see who can get their money printer going the fastest, buying the scarce asset before everybody else does it. We don't need to talk too much about that, but that is why people like Rig say when Bitcoin soon jumps 5x to $300,000 per coin and then dips down to 200K, rookies will think it's over. Price will then surge 10x to $2 million and leave them behind. Never sell the scarcest asset in the universe. Now, once again, we're using the legitimacy of Bitcoin to fuel our degeneracy down the tail end of the whip. But this is just the hype going out there for Bitcoin at the moment because it does seem to have all these 5 variables we just went through, aligning perfectly, ready for liftoff. Again, guys, stay a little bit skeptical. I'm a little bit skeptical if it's this easy like clockwork, but I'm at least going to act as if there is a high likelihood of this about to blow up. Now let's get into an action plan. So say Bitcoin skyrockets and all the other coins are going to absolutely blow up as well. Which coins are going to do the best? And I'm going to give you 9 coins in this video. How do I personally trade? We do social arbitrage on this channel. So we look at people with massive social influence, whether that be on Twitter or YouTube or even just the degenerates in the Discord channels, or really famous people like Elon or Andrew Tate. They can move markets billions of dollars, especially in a bull market, with just one tweet. And we've been tracking them and making good money in a bear market with the strategies. So I can't wait to see this strategy go down when the Bitcoin price is going parabolic. So essentially everyone who we personally track, from the best traders like Crypto God John turned $3 grand into $2 million in the last cycle. You've got people like House of Crypto, who is a big up and coming crypto YouTuber, Alex Becker, who has millions of followers both on Twitter and YouTube. Carl Chassis, Miles Deutscher. The best way that I personally want to play this market is not to do thousands of hours of researching and finding the tokens myself, but I want them to do the work for me and then copy trade what they're doing, especially because you have a social insurance policy that even if the token's not good, because bull markets aren't made on legitimate projects. Bull markets are made on all speculation, hype, and being the first into a new project. And so even today, these people who are tracking think that the bull market is starting right now. Carl Chassis says, want to hear the good news? The pump is just getting started. Crypto God John says, it's time to lock in. The next phase of bull market is beginning. Alex Becker said today, a lot of people who've been mocking people for holding their alt bags are about to wonder why the F they are still poor AF here in a few months. Now, between these best traders, what are the top 3 niches and top 3 narratives going on in this cycle? Well, you the narratives, and I'm going to give you the coins in each of those narratives. The narratives are gaming, crypto gaming, of course, memes, and AI. They are the 3 biggest narratives going around that have the most legs. You do also have GambleFi, but that's going to take a backseat for this video because there's not as much hype around it yet. So if we jump into gaming, you may hear Elio Trades, you may hear Alex Becker talk about gaming. All you need is one game to absolutely blow up into the hundreds of billions of dollars of market cap, and everything else is going to go with it. Basically looking for the equivalent of a Bitcoin. The music of the crypto gaming world is the equivalent of Bitcoin being the music for the entire crypto world. And now, if you're not an experienced trader, you might not know that the bigger the market cap, if you invest in something like Beam, which is almost $1 billion market cap already, you're going to, it's over $1 billion in fully diluted market cap, you're going to need $1 billion of value to be added to this project in order to just get a 2x. Now, Beam is the first of the 3 gaming ones on this list that's recommended by Elio, recommended by CryptoGod John, recommended by Alex Becker. All the people that we are following are extremely bullish on Beam. It's basically the IMX of Avalanche, but it is already, well, as I said, at $1 billion market cap, which might look like a lot now, but maybe when the banana zone really hits its peak. Remember, Axie Infinity was at $40+ billion. However, if you're looking for more of a mid-tier suggestion from the people that we track and follow, you might want to come further down the market caps to a game called Vulcan Forged. This is at a $107 million market cap. It was around in the last bull cycle. It had a lot of hype behind it in the last bull cycle. We can actually see what it got to. It got to almost $1 billion market cap. Alex Becker, CryptoGod John, Elio, I believe, is in this one as well. They are really bullish on Vulcan Forged. And then lastly, in a similar category, something that was around last cycle but has dropped way further down, it is crypto infrastructure. And again, Elio, Becker's massive on it. I'm not too sure about CryptoGod John on this one, but everyone who we follow who plays in the crypto gaming niche are saying that Altura will once again be dominant. It's only at a $19 million market cap, so if you're looking for more of a risky bet, more upside but also more downside, it doesn't actually track exactly what it went to in the last bull market, but it was huge. This was one that Alex Becker called and basically had like a 30x return on it in a very short period of time. That was the fun days that are hopefully on the horizon for us now. As I talked about at the start, we've been looking at Cassius Clay. He seems to be the meme king. I'm not going to go against his recommendations, and we are also tracking him inside our wallet tracker and inside our inner circle now so that we know when they're buying and selling cryptos so we can get in when they do. And so to give you 3 crypto meme suggestions coming from both Cassius Clay, it's called the best results, and also a new token from CryptoGod John, who he called it recently and it's doing very well. I'm going to give you a high cap, a mid cap, and a low cap suggestion for you to go and research and see what is going to float your own boat. Now, high cap, you probably heard about it. It's Brett on Base. Now, Base don't have their own token. It's a chain run by Coinbase. Legally, I don't think they're allowed their own token yet. And so Brett is the top meme on that Cassius Clay is very obsessed with. He thinks this is going to go into the hundreds of billions. It's not even at $1 billion at the moment. So the bull market's going, the meme's going with it. Base is going to be onboarding lots of users. That is a bet he's saying that everyone needs to make. He's putting his money where his mouth is. I think he's got $7 million of Base as we speak. The next token that Cassius Clay also loves is Tron Bull. This is what he says is going to be the mascot of the Tron chain. It is under $100 million, so more upside here, obviously more risk as well. And then the smallest coin actually came from a CryptoGod John recommendation recently. So this is JHH. It is the founder of NVIDIA. If you guys aren't in our inner circle yet and don't have access to this wallet tracker, it's a pretty obvious time to join us heading into the banana cycle where more things are going to be profitable. You can see we track the influencers wallets as I was telling you about. And this is CryptoGod John. He bought this token here, which is actually going to be one of the suggestions for the AI niche, which we're going to talk about after this. But before that, you can see the recommendation of this token. Now, this came in way back here when it was at again, these decimals are a little bit annoying, but basically 9660. You can see if we come in here, that's about right here, $9.6 million market cap. You can see it has 4x since then because 1, we've got a bull market coming. 2, memes are really big. 3, CryptoGod John has a big audience and people follow. And this is actually a crypto that I got into. I think we're up about 3.5x on it, which is the first time we're seeing some real good returns really quickly in a long time, which is what's got me excited for this bull market. Because in a bull market, when you buy into things, you can expect them to do really well if you know what you're doing. So if you're not in the inner circle yet, you don't have access to our wallet tracker, the link is in the description below. So come and join us now as the bull market's starting so that you can get in early and then sell your bags at the multiples that you make to retail when they finally arrive. But this market cap is still only at about a $35 million market cap. Now, of course, there's risk with all these tokens. This one could go to zero overnight, but it does seem to be a meme that's performing strong recently, and it sort of ties into the next niche as well. The AI niche, which I think is going to be, according to Becca, according to John, according to a lot of other influencers that we track, one of the biggest ways to get returns in this bull cycle. Of course, you've got the blue chips of the actual AI crypto world, something like BitTensor, something like Render. I would personally, if I was blue chipping, probably go for something like BitTensor, Tau, which you can see is performing extremely well today, up 15.28%. The mid-tier suggestion, based on the people that we have been tracking, is Hash AI. Let's have a look at the market cap at a $56 million market cap, up 19% today. Some people use this like as Bitcoin bumps a little bit, as the crypto whip says, Bitcoin's up 6%. Something like Hash is going to be up 20% because it's further down the whip. But people also use the small daily data. Like if something pumps 20%, when Bitcoin pumps way more, this is probably going to be one that is more likely to respond than something that's down 15% today, for example. And so my trade philosophy is to follow what the best traders in the world based on results, because we track their results currently doing. So I also do hold a bag of Hash AI. And then the last one was actually one we came across inside our inner circle. I don't believe any of the big influencers have actually come across this one, but we've broken down hundreds, if not thousands, of microcap tokens, and this was one of our favorites. We did find it at about 26 cents or so. Wrote it up nice and high. I actually sold at $1.40, so I seem to plan this well. Although I didn't sell it all, so I still am holding it since it's going up nicely to the right. It's only at an $18 million market cap. We're not going to get into exactly what it does. Go and have a look at the website or watch. I think we have full breakdowns on OGPU on this channel. Let me know in the comments below, what tokens are you holding? If you want to separate yourself from the mainstream and trade like with the best traders in the world and get the advantage of the biggest influencers of the world with their social insurance policy behind every single trade that you make, check out our inner circle. Link in the description below. Looking forward to riding this banana rocket ship to the moon with you.